Okay, welcome back. This is week 4 of our series, Chasing 3000 iRating in the sports car license of iRacing. This week we did 4 races, but they weren't without excitement, as you'll see here shortly. So we did 4 races, one in the HPD series, which you see on screen here now. We did a GT4 race at Navarro, that's coming up shortly. We did a radical race at Laguna Seca, and then we finished up the week with the 4th race, which was a GTE race at Spa as well, where the HPD is at right now. So let's head on over to have a look at how everything played out here this week and see if we managed to continue our streak of gaining iRating, or if we finally had that setback that's inevitable. But let's roll the tapes and see how everything played out. So we would qualify in this one in P3, and we'd have a little bit of a battle here at the start. We'd fall back a couple spots, but then we'd regain our P3, and everything was going well. We had pulled away from the cars behind, opened up a nice gap. Looked like we were on pace to have a nice top 3 podium finish. And then we came to the pit stops. Normally this series is just a 30-minute sprint race, but they have actually a couple 50-minute races spread throughout the season where they do endurance races and they require pit stops. This happened to be one of those races. So this was a 50-minute race where we'd have to make a pit stop for fuel only, no need for tires, just a quick pit stop. Now, because this series also allows up to 50 entries, we have to use the endurance pits, which means we have to enter in through the usual pit entrance, which will be the first one familiar with Spa. Out of the final chicane, we would enter in through there. And well, we might as well just let the video speak for this one on itself, because all the times I've raced at Spa, I've never had this happen. So here we are entering the pit lane in through the main entrance. So we gotta go all the way through the upper pit section here, and then we have to hang a right that we'll see as we come down the long straight here, and then we'll hang a right, which will take us around to the final half of the endurance pit stalls just up ahead. Okay, so here we are at the end of the first pit. We're making the sharp right hander around. Again, I've driven through this many times, and we're about to see what ended my race right here. Probably the biggest Muppet move I've ever done, but here we are moving along, and bam, there it is. That sharp little edge sticking out of the wall. For a momentary lapse in time, I forgot that I was in a right-hand drive prototype and completely miscalculated how far over to the left the car was, and the body of the car extended. So there you go. That would be my race-ending incident, all alone in pit lane. So after that embarrassment, let's take a look at how we fared out as far as iRating and safety rating. So we started the week here at 2,744. Obviously, we're going to take a hit on this one. Let's take a look and see what we got. So we're down 103 iRating in one race. So needless to say, that one hurt a bunch. So that's going to bring us down to 2641. We did manage to get some safety rating, because that was the only incident I had in the whole race, and we'd run probably a good, let's say 3/4 of the race at that point. But the damage I had was too much to repair. It would have only been done with about a minute or 2 left in the race, and there was no way for me to pick up any positions. So that does it for race 1 of the week. We're going to move on to GT4 at Navarro next, and let's see how that one worked out. So here we are. We've left Spa. We've headed over to a new track this season. This is Circuit de Navarro. It's a free track on the service this season, so it's probably going to see quite a bit of use. I haven't really looked through the schedule to see, but GT4s are here. I had to actually learn this track for the race. I spent about 20 minutes learning it, doing laps on it. It's a really tight, tough, twisty track. Not a whole lot of top speed on it, but So here we are. This is just the start of the race. We're heading down the front straight on this one. See the 15 car moves to our inside. Thinks about making a move, but he's going to think better of it here as we head into the braking section for the first set of corners. Couple double right-handers here, but here's the first excitement on this one. Keep your eye on the 11 car. He's got the 28 paint on the outside. He's going to turn right into us from the right side, spin us around, and that's a bad omen to start off this way, but we'll see if we're able to recover in this one as it proceeds. So we'll take another look at this one from the chase cam here, but first up we qualified P11th in this one. This was a top split race, so expected a little higher qualifying position, but we'll take it where it is. So again, here we go into turn 1. The 15 acted like he was going to make a move, but backs out. We have position on the inside of the 11 car. He's got the 28 painted on the side of his door. He's just going to turn right into us and spin us around, and then we get collected by another couple cars in there, and that's going to drop us all the way to the back of the pack. We get to turn back around, and thankfully we're not too far behind the back of the pack, but we've been in our chase to try and chase them down. So as we saw, luckily we weren't too far away from the pack once we get straightened back out. So a few corners down the track here, we've caught back up to the tail end of the pack, and we've got this blue BMW just ahead of us, and just a couple cars ahead of him is the 15 car, which we saw him earlier on, and fortunately he's going to take a bit of a tumble there, crosses the corner and gets himself back on track, but we pick up one spot quickly back again there. Now we'll continue our pursuit to try and track down a little more, but first we have to deal with this blue and green BMW just ahead. And here's another quick look at what happened to the 15. Somehow he managed to not get it sliding all the way back across the track and collecting everybody else, so nice save by him, and let's continue our chase. So here we are now. We've got right back up to the back of the BMW just ahead. We're trying to put as much pressure on him as we can, trying to force a mistake. So heading into the final sector here, and unfortunately car in front spins, everybody gets accordioned up, and we get caught in the back of that. A little bit of damage on the front of the car. Doesn't seem to overly affect our aero a whole lot. We've got another BMW off to the side there, so quick couple positions gained back in those set of corners, and we're still stuck on the back of this BMW here as we head into the final sector. We're going to try and make a move here, move us up into the next position, so we think about diving on the inside just to let him know we're there. He covers it off. We're going to continue the chase down the front straight. So here we are now on the front straight. We're trying to use the draft as much as we can. We got the BMW up ahead. He was able to leg up a little bit with our aero damage, but we're still there filling in the mirrors. He's going to make a mistake here. He's going to go wide into turn 1. We're going to stick to our line on the inside. We're going to completely blow the apex as well, but we'll take that position and move on here. We see we got the 15 in tow with us. So we start trying to chase down a pack of Porsches up ahead. You can see on the gray Porsche is the trailing car in that pack. We've got the 15 thinking about making a lunge here. We were able to hold them off for now and continue on the chase. So we'll see if we can source them down without getting wrecked out by this guy who's a little aggressive in behind us, looking for every chance he can. So here we go. It didn't take too long. About 3/4 of a lap later, we've caught up to the back of these guys. They're battling up ahead. I think they probably didn't actually realize how close we were getting, but we're able to use our Mercedes horsepower to really close in on the back of these 3 Porsches up ahead. You can see them battling, so we're going to be much later on the brakes here. We can use a little more speed coming into the corner. We've now closed that gap on the gray Porsche. So he's got a mirror full of Mercedes now. We're just going to wait for our opportunity, try and make a move. Here it is. Think about moving to the inside, filled up his mirrors. He's got to know we're there now. He's going to start driving defensively. You can see him falling off the back of the cars ahead as he's spending more time watching us in the mirrors behind. We show our nose again to the inside. He's able to cover us off then. We're going to show it again here now. We get a much better run coming through that section. Here's our opportunity right now to make a dive. The 15 thinks about it. He's going to back off. because of that, I wasn't able to make a move into this corner. I had to tuck back in. So we had 2 more corners left in this lap here. This is probably the best overtaking position on the track. We make the move to the inside of the last corner. He's going to blow outside wide. We get to the inside. Now it's a drag race down the front straight. Mercedes horsepower versus Porsche Boxer engine. We're going to have the inside line for the 2 right-hand sweeping corners coming up at the end of the straight here. And that's going to allow us to hold on to that position. The 15 is going to try and follow us through here. He's weaving back and forth. He's not quite sure which horse to put his bet on here now, but he finally decides that he's going to go with us. And then we'll see what happens here between the 2 of them just in behind as we see them touch. We'll take a closer look at what happened between the 2 of them here in just a second. So here we are, we just made the move. The 15 followed us through, the 22 drifted out wide, and now he's off angle for the next corner. He tries to cut it, he's just going to tag the corner of the 15. That's going to send them both spinning. 15 is going to just touch the wall. He'll get straightened out and head off again, so they'll both get back on track, but it's unfortunate there, but he'll fall back and we're going to carry on. But in a bit of a rejoin incident here, I think he forgot to check his relative, pulled right in front of that BMW we were battling earlier, as well as the other white BMW. He finally holds off and tucks in behind for a much better rejoin. Okay, now we're beginning our chase again after the rest of the Porsches that we were after earlier on, after we picked off that gray one, the number 22. So we've got to pair them up ahead, as well as a black BMW. I'm not sure what happened ahead, but I think either the BMW cut the front off of the Porsche. You saw him giving them the old razzle-dazzle with the headlights there. They're going to battle into the final corner here. That's going to give us an opportunity to close that gap quickly on the back of this pack. So the Porsche and the other Porsche that wasn't flashing the headlights and the BMW are going to touch in the final corner. That's going to slow them up. We're able to snatch off that position, and now we're up 1 more spot. We've got the black BMW and red and black Porsche up ahead in our sights. We're going to begin our chase to try and snatch away those 2 positions too as well. We're running out of time, and it's just a quick 15-minute race, so we're about halfway through it at this time. We need to make short work of these cars as we catch up to them. So here we are now in the back of the BMW. A few corners later, got up to him in almost the same section where we caught that pack that he was in earlier on. So we get a better run through there. We're going to make a move around the outside, and heading into the next corner, we'll make that stick. That's going to move the 12 car back. And the Porsche sees his opportunity as well. He's going to try and make a move. As he moves to the outside, he'll have the opportunity to get on the throttle a little earlier on the outside. Not much the BMW can do. He's going to tuck back in, and that's 2 spots lost for him in a couple corners. It probably stings, but he's still alive to keep battling here. So that brings us to the final lap. We've got a pack of cars ahead, but at this point in time, we're about a second or so behind that white Porsche. I want to say about 1.5, almost 2 seconds behind the other 2 Porsches up ahead, the green and red and black one up ahead. But we're going to try our best to close that gap. We can see that we're taking tenths off each corner off that white Porsche up ahead. So we're going to continue to try and push forward as much as we can. Every corner we're getting closer and closer. We can see the opportunity presenting itself up ahead as the 2 cars ahead of this white one are totally battling. The black and red Porsche we were chasing earlier is up on the back of that green. I believe that's the number 11 car. So they're pushing forward. That's allowing us to really close that gap down. We've gotten within a couple car lengths now. This white Porsche just up ahead. See, he's not maximizing his entry into the corners. We can try and use that to our advantage. We get a good run through this sharp right-hander, and to try and set us up for the sharp left-hander here coming up. We get a very good exit through here. They see the green and white Porsche up ahead. He's going to go wide. That's going to cost him a whole lot of speed through there. That allows the white and multicolored Porsche to get through to his outside. They're going to battle for this next corner. We're there just hoping for an opportunity, possibly to pick up some pieces. The white car is going to go wide. He's going to get loose. We're going to split them here coming into the second to last corner. We get a strong run. Try and make a run up through the inside of the 14 car. Just couldn't quite get enough of a run. to get any overlap into the final corner. He's going to hold on to that position as here we come across the line. Barney, for some reason, doesn't have a flag in his hand. Looks like he's just cheering us on, but it is the checkered flag lap, and we'll take that one from the first lap, second corner incident, which dropped us all the way back to where we finished. It could have been a lot worse, but we'll take it. And I think a few more laps in this one, we might be able to pick up a couple more positions. So let's go see how we fared in this one as far as iRating gains. So there you have it. We were able to recover some, but unfortunately we still lost 32 iRating, and we lost a bunch of safety rating on this one too as well. Real tough getting off tracks here, and that spin didn't help. So we're now down to 2609. It's been a hard start to this one. That's 135 iRating we've lost so far. So 2 more races to go this week. Let's see if we're able to recoup any of that and claw back and see what we can get. So for the third race of the week, we head to Laguna Seca Raceway in the Radical. Fun car I've been driving this season, so figured why not. Although I'm not the biggest fan of Laguna, I've never really done all that well here. Had my fair share of bad luck. Some good luck here as well, but a lot of bad luck more than anything. So we take a look and see how we did here. So we qualified P8 in this one. We've got our buddy Tyler Pierre Richards in this one too as well. You see him on the opening standing. So we actually had a ton of fun in this race. I recorded it, so I'm going to upload it, and we're not going to go into a whole lot of detail what happened in this one. I'll just put the recording up, and you can go have a watch of it. It's well worth it. There was a bunch of excitement as far as him and myself, so it was a good race. I hope you watch it, hope you enjoy it, and let's go take a look and see how we fared in this one. Give a little bit of the spoiler before you watch the race. Okay, so we qualified P8 in this one, and we were able to bring home 4th place. So that's going to net us 46 iRating. Finally, we gained some, and we picked up some safety rating too as well, 0.07. So overall, a double green race is definitely what we needed to see after those our first 2 races to start the week. So we got 1 race left. It's going to be in the Ferrari GTE at Spa, where we started the week off in the HPD. So let's go take a look and see if I had better luck in the Ferrari than I did in the HPD earlier. Okay, here we are, final race of the week in the Ferrari GTE, as I just mentioned. At Spa, the scene of where all the carnage started this week. We qualify P3 in this one. Top split, you might recognize Todd Alia from a couple of my other GTE races I've posted. Todd is a very heavy into GTE racing, pretty much all he races. So almost every time I run a GTE race, I run into Todd. We've done league races before many times, so it's always good to see a familiar face. So Todd actually qualified in P2 in the blue Porsche just up ahead of us. So we're heading to the final corner here now, and we're about to get this one underway. Now, all in all, this one, it wasn't a very eventful on my behalf, sorry. As I said, we qualified P3. We would drop back to P4 earlier here as I let car number 1, the chrome colored Porsche on the outside here, sneak around to the outside. He was I believe just under 6,000 iRating driver, well above my skill level, so I knew eventually he was going to get by me anyway. So I decided I might as well just tuck in early on, and hopefully we could build up a gap to the field behind, which is more or less exactly what we did here. So my race start was fairly uneventful, but we did have some carnage in behind on this one. Keep an eye on the orange and blue Ferrari to the left here. He gets a run around the outside. He's going to get some terrible net code from that red and black Porsche on the inside. It's going to gather him up, but we also see a couple other cars on the inside get gathered up too as well. Let's take a look at what happened between them as it all bottlenecked into turn 1 of La Source on lap 1. As we see that yellow and black Corvette was just trying to get out of the way, and unfortunately the Porsche had nowhere to go and just gets into the back of him, and that's about all she wrote as far as that one goes. But let's take a look at this BMW up ahead. He gets involved in the carnage, and then we're just going to kind of watch the way his damage unfolds on this car. I think it's quite interesting and fairly true to life for him. So if anybody's looking to pick up a slightly used M8 BMW hood, you know where to find it now. As I mentioned earlier, my race was fairly uneventful. Qualified P3, dropped back to P4 early on. Something happened to the 6K driver that I mentioned. He had a disconnect, internet issue or something. But anyways, he dropped out of the race. We managed to end up bringing it home P3s. You see Barney waving the checkered flag for us there. So all in all, we ended up finishing where we qualified, which is always a bonus when it's in the top 3 podium position. So, okay, so we brought home P3. They got us a gain of 72 iRating. Fortunately, it wasn't quite enough to get us back to where we started. We're going to end up the week on a net loss of 17 iRating. So, unfortunately, there wasn't a whole lot of series this week that had schedules that were tracks and series combos that appealed to me. A lot of the races that I wanted to do were either had rain feature in them, and I really didn't want to run rain, or they just were multi-class and didn't weren't on a track that really lended itself to multi-class racing in my opinion. So we'll see how next week unfolds. I probably won't be doing a whole lot of racing this coming week. Towards the start of the week, maybe as the week unfolds, we'll get a few more in, but we'll see how it plays out. We had our first loss of iRating this week, so hopefully it's the first and only week that we have that happen, and we can start our gains back towards our goal of 3K. So thanks for tuning in. We'll hopefully see you next week, and bye for now.